Hi everyone, welcome to the lecture number 10 of unit number 4 series solution of differential equation. In this lecture we are going to start the new content of the unit number 4 Bessel series solution of Bessel equation. Okay, the general solution of this Bessel equation is in terms of Bessel functions of order n and order minus n. They are denoted by j n x, j minus n x. These notations are used for Bessel functions of order n and minus n. So the final solution we are going to obtain of Bessel equation in the form of jnx and j minus nx. Let us see how. So very first, the definition. The Bessel equation is defined as the differential equation x square d2y by dx square plus x dy by dx plus x square minus n square into y equal to 0. Okay, this type of differential equation are called as Bessel equations, where n is the any number. Okay, so if n is 0, we'll get here x square y. If n equal to 2, we'll get here x square minus 4. This type of problem also we have solved in previous methods, in Frobenius method. Okay, now here we are going to solve this particular example whenever n is non-zero and non-integer, and whenever n is non-zero and non-integer, in that case we get the solution in terms of jnx and j minus nx. Okay, this is called as Bessel equation, and the particular solution of these equations are Bessel functions of order n. Okay, that is jnx and j minus nx. So let us start the solution of Bessel equation. Here p0 of x is the coefficient of d2y by dx square, which is x square. At 0 it is 0, therefore x equal to 0 is a singular point for this differential equation. Now we need to check whether it is a regular singular point or not. So that can be determined from the limits. If you calculate these two limits, you will get first limit as 1, second limit as minus n square. Both are finite. This will imply x equal to 0 is a regular singular point. Okay, so we can apply here Frobenius method to solve this particular Bessel equation. Fine. So let us, in Frobenius method, we consider the solution of the given differential equation in this series form, power series form, y equal to x raised to m into a0 plus a1x plus a2x square dot dot dot. Okay, now this series can be written as y equal to summation k ranging from 0 to infinity ak x raised to k plus m. Just x raised to m I have multiplied inside. Okay, now we differentiate this with respect to x to get another series. Again one more time we differentiate to get this series. So this type of calculation we have done already in Frobenius method. Okay, in previous examples. So the similar calculations we are having in here also. On using these three values, y, dy by dx and d2y by dx square, in the equation 1, given equation, we'll get this series: x square into d2y by dx square value plus x into dy by dx value plus x square minus n square into y value of y, right? So these three values I have substituted here. Now if you see this series, if you multiply x square inside, we'll get here x raised to k plus m. If you multiply by this x inside, we'll get here x raised to k plus m. Here also we'll obtain two series after multiplication, one after multiplication by x square, one after multiplication by minus n square. So when we'll multiply by minus n square, x, the power of x will be k plus m, and when we'll multiply by x square, the power of x will become k plus m plus 2. So there will be 1, 2 and 3 series which will have power of x as k plus m. I am going to club them together. So after clubbing them together, I will get this series summation k ranges from 0 to infinity ak into k plus m minus 1 plus k plus m minus n square outside bracket x raised to k plus m. ak and x raised to k plus m I have taken common from that 3 series, and the last series summation k ranges from 0 to infinity ak into x raised to k plus m plus 2, which is the series obtained after multiplying by this x square to this series. Okay, so these two series, again this can be simplified further. From the first two terms, if you take k plus m common, inside bracket we'll have k plus m minus 1 plus 1. That minus 1 plus 1 will get cancelled. Again we'll have k plus m into k plus m. So that can be written as k plus m bracket square. Okay, that is, this step will get summation ak into k plus m square minus n square x raised to k plus m plus the second series as it is. Again we can apply here a square minus b square formula. So we'll get this type of factors there, k plus m plus n into k plus m minus n. So this is a simplified form I have written of that series. Now what is the next calculation we do? Once we get this type of series, after putting the values of y dy by dx and d2y by dx square, the next thing we calculate is the indicial equation, or you can say indicial polynomial. For indicial equation, we equate to 0 coefficient of lowest power of x from the series for in this of this series. Okay, in this series, whatever the coefficient of lowest power of x we have, that we equate to 0 to get the indicial equation, which is a quadratic polynomial of degree 2. Now if you see the power of x in the second series, it is k plus m plus 2. In this first series, it is k plus m. So k plus m is less than k plus m plus 2. So the least power of x will get from the first series, and that is also for the value k equal to 0. So when k is 0, we'll get here power of x as m. Hence, for indicial equation, we need to equate to 0 coefficient of x raised to m, and that is a0 for k equal to 0, m plus n into m minus n, m plus into m minus 1. Clearly, we know this, that a0 is non-zero. If a0 is 0, then we can't find the solution. Okay, we cannot determine the series solution for the given differential equation. So clearly a0 is not equal to 0. So this bracket has to be 0. And what is this bracket? M plus into m minus n, that is nothing but m square minus n square equal to 0. And this is the quadratic polynomial, degree 2 polynomial. It is called as indicial polynomial or indicial equation. The roots of this polynomial are m equal to plus n and minus n. So these are the roots. Two roots we have obtained, plus n and minus n. Now what is the next thing? We determine the values of y for these roots, right? So for calculating the value of y, we need to calculate the coefficients in that series. The value of y is, we have taken as this series. We calculate a1, a2, a3, all the constants in terms of a0 to get the value of y. So after getting the value of y, we are going to put the roots in that y to get the solution. Now for determining y, equate to 0 coefficient of next lowest power. Okay, we already equated to 0 coefficient of x raised to m. So next lowest power will be x raised to m plus 1, and the coefficient of that is this, a1 into m plus n plus 1 into m plus 1 minus n. That coefficient will get from this series. The coefficient of x raised to m plus 1 means put k equal to 1. If you put k equal to 1, here we'll get m plus 1, here we'll get m plus 3. Okay, so from the second series, we will not obtain the coefficient of x raised to m plus 1. We will get it only from the first series. So when k is 1, here we'll get m plus n plus 1, here m minus n plus 1. That is this coefficient into a1. Okay, now again the product of these two is m plus 1 square minus n square, using the a square minus b square formula. Okay, and this is not equal to 0. This product is not equal to 0, because if this is equal to 0, we'll get m plus 1 square equal to n square, that is m plus 1 equal to plus minus n. But we have m equal to plus minus n, so m plus 1 can't be equal to plus minus n. So this is not possible. So hence, what is the only possibility? This a1 has to be 0, because this product is 0 and these two terms are not 0, so a1 has to be 0. So we'll get the first coefficient a1 as 0 after equating to 0 a coefficient of x raised to m plus 1. Now for determining the next coefficient, we can equate to 0 the next power, that is x raised to m plus 2. For determining next constant, we have to keep on equating to 0 the coefficient of next powers of x. So instead of that, what we are going to do? We are going to obtain recurrence relation. Okay. So for obtaining recurrence relation, we are going to equate to 0 coefficient of x raised to k plus m plus 2. So initially we have used coefficient of x raised to k plus m for initial equation. Then for the next constant, we have used the coefficient of x raised to m plus 1. And for recurrence relation, we are going to use again next x raised to m plus 2. Instead of m plus 2, we are adding k there for recurrence relation. Okay. So whenever you want to find the recurrence relation, the next power you just add k to get the recurrence relation. Okay. In that way you can do. So for determine the coefficient of x raised to k plus m plus 2 from the series. So there are both series will give us the coefficient of x raised to k plus m plus 2. First series will give us this coefficient and second series will give us this coefficient. You can check the first series, second series. In the second series, coefficient of x raised to k plus m plus 2 is ak, and in the first series you will get the coefficient of x raised to k plus m plus 2 when k is k plus 2. And if you replace k by k plus 2 in this coefficient, we'll get here ak plus 2. here m plus n plus k plus 2, here m plus k minus n plus 2, that is this factor ak plus 2 into k plus m plus n plus 2 k plus m minus m plus 2 plus ak, the second series. This is from second series, this is from the first series, okay, equal to 0. Now this can be simplified as ak plus 2. I have shifted this minus ak on the right, it become negative, and this two product I have divided here on the right hand side after cross multiplication, okay. So this is the recurrence relation. This can be used for obtaining next arbitrary constants. Now so far we have determined a0 and a1, okay. Now we will calculate next coefficient a2. For that put k equal to 0. So you will get a2 as, on the right also you put k equal to 0, minus a0 by m plus n plus 2 into m minus n plus 2. For next k equal to 1, we will get a3 as, a3 will be in terms of, we are putting k equal to 1, so on the right hand side we will have a1, right? And we know that a1 is 0, so it doesn't matter what is in the denominator, because a1 is 0, a3 will be equal to 0. Similarly, you can prove that a5, a7, a9 all are 0, okay, all odd coefficients will be 0, because a1 is 0, we will get a3 is 0, and because of this recurrence relation, you can say that all odd coefficients are 0. Now for next k equal to 2, we will get a4. a4 will have 4 product terms in the denominator, so if you put k equal to 2, we will get here minus a2, and a2 also we have here, that is also minus. So minus minus will become plus, and finally a4 will be a0 by this 4 terms product, okay. So up to a4 we have done the calculation, that will be enough to prove our required relation, final solution, okay. Now I am going to put these values of a1, a2, a3, a4 in equation 2, which we have considered as a solution, that is y equal to x raised to m into that series. So in that I am putting these values, y in this series, y equal to x raised to m into this one, okay. Now I have put the value of a0, then a1 is 0, therefore second term will be 0. Now a2 is minus a0 by this into x square, a2 x square. a3 is 0, term of a4 is this a0 by this 4 brackets multiplication. This 4 brackets I have written because of here I don't have enough space, therefore I have written the downside, okay. Try to understand, this is the multiplication of 4 brackets into x raised to 4 dot dot dot. So this is the value of y we have obtained. Now in this what we do in Frobenius method, we substitute the values of roots, right? Roots means the values of m we put. The values of m we have obtained as plus n and minus n, right? And initially we have discussed that we are obtaining the solution of the Bessel's equation for non-zero and non-integer n, fine. So here are the values that I have obtained after putting m equal to n and m equal to minus n in the equation. Just replace m by n, so here I will get this series, and for m equal to minus n I will get this series. You can check the calculation, okay. I have put here m equal to n, so it will become 2n plus 2, and this term n will get cancelled, it will be 2. So here we'll have 2n plus 2, 2 can be taken common, 2 into this 2 will become 2 square into n plus 1. Likewise, in the next term we'll have here 2 raised to 5, 2 raised to 4 into 2, that 2 raised to 5 into n plus 1 into n plus 2. You can see this check this calculation at your own also. And when you replace by m by minus n, we'll get this a0 into x raised to minus n into 1 minus the similar in place of this n plus 1 we'll have here minus n plus 1, for n plus 1 minus n plus 1, for n plus 2 we'll have minus n plus 2, and the coefficient will be similar. So this will be the values of y at m, y at n and y at minus n. We will denote them by y1 and y2. Now the final solution of the equation 1 will depend upon the values of m, okay. So as I have discussed earlier that we are obtaining the solution of this differential equation for non-zero n and non-integer n, okay. And that is when n is non-zero and non-integer, then only we'll get the solution in terms of Bessel functions j n x and j minus nx, okay. So when n is non-zero and n is non-integer, then the complete solution of 1 is of this form, y equal to a into j nx plus b into j minus nx, okay. Means when n is non-zero and non-integer, in that case your y1 and y2 becomes jnx and j minus nx, where the value of jnx is, this is the Bessel function of order n, summation k ranges from 0 to infinity minus 1 to the power k factorial into, this is the gamma function, gamma of n plus k plus 1 into x by 2 raised to n plus 2k. And you can obtain j minus nx by replacing n by minus n in this equation. If you change n to minus n, we'll get this, okay, in place of n minus n. Here also in place of n minus n, you can write j minus nx. These are called Bessel functions of order n and minus n. Now, how we have obtained this jnx and j minus nx, right? When we have considered the value of a0 as 1 by 2 raised to n into gamma n plus 1, okay? We are under the case that when n is non-zero and non-integer, and we are taking the value of arbitrary constant a0 as 1 by 2 raised to n gamma n plus 1. So in this solution, if you replace a0 by 1 by 2 raised to n into gamma n plus 1, and if you multiply by that inside, your series will take this form finally, and this series we call it as jnx, that is Bessel function of order n. So it is obtained when we select one particular value of arbitrary constant a0, which is 1 by 2 raised to n into gamma n plus 1. That is why it is also called as solution obtained at particular value. Now I have proved that how the value of y1 becomes jnx, okay, that proof also I have written here. I have replaced in y1 a0 by 1 by 2 raised to n into gamma n plus 1. So when you will multiply this quantity inside bracket, will get first term as x raised to n 2 raised to n into gamma n plus 1 after multiplying to this 1. Now next term will be here x raised to n into x raised to 2 will become x raised to n plus 2, 2 raised to n into 2 raised to 2 will become 2 raised to n plus 2. So both I have written as x by 2 raised to n plus 2, okay, into 1 by n plus 1 into this gamma n plus 1. Similarly, the next term is x by 2 raised to n plus 4, and here we have 2 raised to 5. So 1 2 will come outside, that 2 I have written as factorial, 2 factorial. Here we have 1 factorial, here we have 0 factorial, and this is n plus 2 into gamma n plus 2. In the next term also we'll have x by 2 raised to n plus 6, okay, minus term will be the next term, and here we'll have 3 factorial, here n plus 3 into gamma n plus 3, that also you can check. Now just I have written that all the quantities in terms of summation, and this summation is nothing but your jnx. And to obtain j minus nx, just replace n by minus n in above calculation, you will get j minus nx as your y2, okay, your y2 will be this j minus nx. And we know this formula for solution, it is y equal to a y1 plus b y2, but y1 and y2 we have obtained as jnx and j minus nx for the value of a0 1 by 2 raised to n gamma n plus 1. So this is how you can prove this solution. This is the final solution of general solution of the Bessel equation, okay, ajnx plus bj minus nx, and where values of these values are very important, okay. These are the Bessel functions of order n and minus n. We are going to in coming lecture we are going to take relation between these two, okay. There you will need these two values. And the remaining case is case number 2, if n is 0, okay, in the differential equation if n is 0, then we'll get y1 equal to y2, and that will give us, or for this case when n is 0, we'll get the roots as repeated roots, and for that you can apply the previously discussed Frobenius method also for determining this solution. And when n is 0, the complete solution of 1 is also called as Bessel function of order 0, fine. And in the case number 3, if your n is positive or negative integer, okay, in the case 1 we have determined solution for non-zero and non-integer n. There we have obtained solution in terms of Bessel functions jnx and j minus nx. And in case number 3, when n is positive or negative integer, if n is positive, your y2 that we have obtained is not remain anymore solution of the given differential equation. You can see when n is negative, n is positive, at that time if you take some positive number, suppose n equal to 1, then here we will get minus 1 plus 1, means denominator will become 0. If you take n equal to 2 positive, here we are having minus n plus 2. In the next term also we are having minus n plus 3, minus n plus 4, like that, okay. So if you take n as positive integer, definitely your y2 will not remain solution of the differential equation anymore. Okay, and if n is negative, at that time y1 will not remain the solution because of this n plus 1 in the denominator, right? So for this case, whenever n is positive or negative integer, we are having another method. We can determine solution of this method, this case, using another method, and we get the solution in this case as Bessel function of second kind of order n. Okay, but this part we have not included in our syllabus. We are having only Bessel function of first kind. Okay, that is nothing but your y equal to a j n x plus b j minus n x. Okay, so don't worry about the last case. We just have case number 1 for Bessel equation, okay, in our syllabus. Now in coming lecture we are going to see the relation between these two. Hope you have understood what we have discussed today. So that's it from this lecture. Thank you.